I just want to spend a minute and I want you to write everything down, just what you can do in a minute. Carry on this exercise in your own time, but things that start with I wish I knew about finances. So you might mean I wish I knew to save earlier, I wish I knew not to get into debt, I wish I knew how to invest. Just little things like that for your own personal self. Sentences that start with I wish I knew around finances, and we'll just give ourselves like maybe a minute doing that. Lovely. I can see some heads down writing, so that's good. Right, I'm sure you got one or two things. Please continue this exercise and write everything down. But what I want you to do for now with that piece of paper, I just want you to rip it up now. That's gone, that's in the past, that's no longer. We need to let go of things sometimes that we've done financially in the past that we're not really proud of, because a lot of the time it keeps us captive. It keeps us in bondage, that we think about things that we've done in the past and it stops us in with our future activities. So that piece of paper, I want you to rip that up, tear that up and put it to one side. That's gone now. We are starting brand new, fresh today going forward. I created money affirmation cards. So one of the cards that I got, we got affirmations about loads of things, but not around money. So one of the cards is on the affirmation deck is I forgive myself. Financial decisions I've made in the past are forgiven and I'm set free to start fresh and new today. And that's something that we need to take into consideration and do with our financial journey. So we're going to go straight in now. What is our money mindset? Our money mindset is a unique and individual set of core beliefs. We all have money mindset, core beliefs about money. More specifically, it's your attitude around money and really the driver of your financial behavior. Your money mindset has the power to shape everything you believe around your wealth. Now, money mindset, and I call it our money blueprint as well, is built from our childhood. And how it impacts us is the things that we think leads to how we think about ourselves. How we feel about ourselves leads to the actions that we take in life. And the actions that we take lead to ultimately our results in life. So it's really important to know that it is a whole cycle. Our thoughts lead to feelings, our feelings lead to actions, and our actions lead to results. So for example, my thoughts were, when I was growing up, I'd never want to be in a position where I didn't have £10, for example. That led me into a place where I'm feeling like I need to achieve, I need to do things that don't put me in that position. The actions led to, I was actively seeking to develop myself, to better myself. The results led to me achieving certain things in life. Just for an example, so our thoughts lead to feeling, and this is in all areas of life. Our thoughts lead to feelings, our feelings lead to actions, and our actions lead to our ultimate results. I also believe in the unseen. So the first three are some of the unseen things that goes on, leads to the printout that we have in life. So the things that go on internally, our thoughts, our feelings, things like that are really, really important to be aware of, because that leads to the external that we actually see. And I'm actually speaking quite fast around this, so I could go into a bit more. So financial mindsets are influenced by our parents, guardians, our partners, and our friends as well. They influence our mindset. And we're programmed in three ways. What did you witness as a child growing up? Were your parents savers? Were they non-savers? Were they investors? Were they non-investors? What was our experiences at home? Was money a joyful thing at home, or did you witness arguments? Were there arguments around money? Were things, difficult? What did you hear as a child growing up? That's another important thing. So these are three ways that we are programmed with our money blueprints. And our money blueprints are normally formed by the time we're the age 9. Okay, we normally have our money blueprints and programming by the time we are age 9. Now, our money belief systems are formed from childhood, and verbal programming is things that we heard when we were young. And it looks like I'm in my community, so majority of us in the call are from the Black community, and we have ample sayings when it comes to money. Can I just see someone put a few in the chat? Sayings, what we've heard growing up when it comes to money. Let's see if I can see any in there. I'm broke. Yes, Tara, thank you. That's a popular one. Any other sayings? Root of all evil. Yes, money doesn't grow on trees. That's come up a few times. Yes. So these are really, really popular sayings, okay, around money. There's many, many more. I'm seeing every mucka mecca mickle. There's so many different sayings around finances, but most of them, a fool and money always part. That's another one. Most of them are negative, right? Most of them are negative when we hear about sayings of, you know, rich people are selfish. You know, there's so much negativity when it comes to sayings around money. And one of the most popular in our community is money is the root of all evil, okay? Now, the saying doesn't actually say that. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And that comes from the Bible, right? It doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. Because when you love money, you will do evil things to get it. But not the money is the root of all evil, because money allows us to do good things, right? So imagine that is your mindset. Money is the root of all evil. You know, all these negative things around money. How do we expect for it to manifest? How do we expect for it to gravitate to us, to stay with us? Because normally, if we've got a mindset that's negative around finances, if we do come into hold of it, it depletes somehow straight away. There's people who's won the lottery multiple times and gone back to square one. And this is to do with our financial programming, our financial mindset around money as well. And a lot of the subconscious is negative around finances. And that's something that needs to change. So there's a psychological state and a vibrational state around it, and it can go into any different areas of life. Some of us say, I'm not good with money. You know, money is a bad thing. Rich people are selfish. There's always bills to pay. There's never enough. I can't save. I will never be able to. And those types of sayings that come out of our mouth, which is self-prophesying, if you always say that I'm always broke, guess what, ladies and gents? You're always going to be broke. Like, things will start self-prophesying to yourself around finances. So it's important to understand our financial, what we're saying, what's coming out about our mouth, our financial language as well. So what is a poverty mindset? So again, just dipping into this, having a poverty mindset is a fear that you will never have enough. It will hold you back by convincing you that your circumstances will never get better. This way of thinking manifests in two ways. You always spend what you have because you may not have more later. So, you know, there's some people got that fear of missing out, or, you know, even one of my grandparents are like this, you know, you've got the money, just live for now. Don't worry about tomorrow, have fun now. Or hoarding, sometimes you have it and you don't want to spend it because you don't know if you're going to get another pound back again. So these two ways of this thinking leads to these attitudes, and these are actually poverty mindsets. Examples of poverty mindsets: I have no money. What feeling does it lead to you? Despair, terror, anxiousness. Action may be buying everything you want now, just buy. Okay. Another thought is, I will never have more money than I have now. What does that lead to? Panic, frustration, anxiety. Again, the action may be buying everything you need now. I created a ladder of a wealth ladder, okay? And it all comes down to mindset, dedication, and consistency. Now, at the bottom of the ladder is stability. And stability is where our income matches our expenses. So our expenses being our outgoings. What our outgoings is each month. That leads to us having stability. Unfortunately, with how things are for the last few years, stability is a bit hard, especially with the cost of living. Often our outgoing is more than our income. What does that lead to? It leads us to below stability. That leads us to being instability, which leads to us being in a vulnerable position. Okay, we're vulnerable. And many people who are even got at the stability stage, anything ad hoc that could come into their lives could bounce them straight down to being vulnerable, to having instability. Okay, so that's the first rung of the ladder. The next ladder is security. Security is when your income matches your expenses, so your income matches your expenses, and you also have emergency funds. I like to call it my get vex money as well, because sometimes we're in positions, we're in workplaces, we're in environments that because we haven't got no reserves, no cushion, we have to stick in those positions. Okay, we have to stick in that workplace. And emergency funds, I like to look at it as being a minimum of 6 months outgoing. So if your outgoings is £1,000, we should be working towards saving £6,000 as your emergency funds. Okay, now that sounds a lot at first, but we've got to start somewhere. So even if you're putting £1 a month away, it's better than nothing. But 3 to 6 months is your emergency fund. So if something ad hoc happens, the roof goes, the car goes, something happens, it doesn't send you in panic mode, because you have that reserve there, to that cushion there to help you. So when you're at that level, you're at security. Okay. Independence is when you have multiple assets. So you've got assets out there that is generating income for you. So I know you spoke about, the sister earlier said that you spoke about some of that last week, your asset income. You may have assets in property, businesses. There's a lot of different things around that. Some people, we might not recognize our assets, but you know, when you go in the tube station and you see those crisps and chocolates and drinks machines, that is somebody's asset. That is someone's business. They've created that. You go there, put your pound in, get your drink, and they go and just replenish that every week. That is somebody's asset. That's income being generated for them. So multiple assets that covers your expenses. All right, that's when you're at independence. And then you've got affluence, where you have multiple asset incomes that's actually helping you live the lifestyle that you want to live now as well. It's helping you to be able to do the charity work that you want to do. You're able to go to countries and build schools. You're able to do things that you want to do because you're at that affluent stage. All right, so that's the stages of the wealth ladder. Let me just check if anyone's got anything in the chat as we go along. Okay, cool. So I call something called stop, erase, replace. So we were talking about the poverty mindset, okay? We need to stop, erase, and replace those things. So I just want to give some examples here on that. I have no money is the fault. It could be changed to I have no money yet. What does that feeling lead to? Hopefulness, optimism, possibility. What actions do we take? We look for ways to improve our income and to get more money. All right, so it's more optimistic. I will never have more money than I have now. Change it to I have the money for the things I need now. What does that lead to in feeling? Contentment, feeling secure. Actions, buy what I need and put some away for the future. So we're living in, it's a whole different thing. And especially when we have children, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I've said it at the beginning, we pass on our money blueprint, our mindset onto our children. And that's how the cycle continues. So we have to be mindful how we speak to our children and the language we speak to our children around finance as well. No, I can't afford it. It's not in the budget this month. There's a difference in the wording. We need to set a new money point, all right? So a new money set point. Money set point is kind of a language that's used in the fitness world. So for example, if you wanted to gain weight or lose weight, all right, you normally have a kind of average weight that you are. And normally, if you do lose weight and become the weight that you want to be, if we don't have it as our new set point, normally you go back to what your average set point is. It's like the thermostat in the house with the heating as well. If it goes too below, it sets back to its set point. If it goes too high, it goes back to its average point. So our old set point may have always been, I'm always struggling in life. I'm always struggling with money. I'm never getting ahead. And it's time to change that default to money flows easily to me. I'm living in abundance. These are the types of things that we need to do in order to help us shift the mindset in regards to our finances. And it might seem hard right now, especially in the financial environment that we're in, but we can't let the environment, as I said, dictate what we want to do, because there's always opportunities. Every crisis in the world, there's somebody seeing an opportunity in that crisis, but it's whether or not, but when we're not in the position, our foundations financially, in the position to allow us to access opportunities, we see it in the opposite way.